Hello everyone and welcome to a very nice bullet game between Andrew Tang and Magnus Carlsen. A lot of you guys have requested for me to show at least one game from the match, and I don't know how many games exactly the match was, but Magnus was winning some games, and then one game ended in a draw. Then Magnus again was winning some games, and then Andrew won a game, and after this win, Magnus just got 10 straight wins in a row. And in chess this is called adoption. When you completely obliterate your opponent without allowing him to draw or win a single game. I'm not sure where the term was coined, but if you guys have any insight into that, do share so we can all expand our vast knowledge. I've heard there are terms like double adoption, triple adoption, depending on how much you can destroy your opponent, but this is one game I've chosen. It's remember, it's a bullet game, so of course the moves played are not the absolute best, but it will give you an idea, especially if you're a beginner, on how things can go really wrong if you give one of the players just one tempo in the opening. So that being said, let's check it out and see how the game went. So Andrew with the white pieces opens with d4. We have d5 by Magnus, knight to f3 and c5 now. Going for the Krause variation, we have c4 by Andrew, and now c captures on d4. We have queen captures on d4. Sorry about that. And this is nothing out of the ordinary. This can be played, knight to f6, and now it's very important to capture this pawn on d5, and after this we just go into this. For example, captures, we attack the black queen, we can trade here, captures a6, and that's it. Then the game continues. However, in the game Andrew played knight to c3, probably pre-moved it, doesn't really matter, as I said that we're showing this just to show how terribly wrong things can go if you give black, in this example, one very important tempo. So here, knight to c6 by Magnus, attacking the queen. Now you have to move the queen. We have queen back all the way to d1. You could go to f4, you could go maybe to d3, but as this is bullet, you want your queen as far away from your opponent's pieces as possible. So d4, attacking the knight now, and now if you go knight d5, then we're just going to capture it and then win the pawn as well. So Andrew goes back, knight to b1, and now e5. So defending that d4 pawn, but also preparing to develop the bishop here. So we have e3, challenging this advanced pawn, and now bishop to b4 check by Magnus. So you could block with the knight, then we're just going to capture on e3. So he blocks with the bishop, but it doesn't help all that much. Magnus just captures on e3. And now, of course, the bishop can't be captured. If you capture the bishop, we're first going to throw in this Zwischenzug with e captures on f2 with check, and after king captures, we're going to pick up the queen. So the king, of course, cannot capture. You would have to play king e2, but then queen captures on d1, king captures, knight captures on b4, and this is now completely unplayable. E4 is coming, e3 is coming, and there's not much you can play here. Of course, if you go for knight captures on e5, then bishop to f5 with so much pressure. The queenside castle is happening, the king is still on d1, you can't go to e1. It's completely lost for white. So instead, after d captures on e3, we have f captures on e3. You have to play this, and now queen to b6 by Magnus. Now you could capture on e3 because the bishop here is pinned. So here, knight to c3, blocking this bishop, and now just the bishop captures on c3. Now if bishop captures, we can capture on e3 here. So b captures on c3, and now we have castles kingside by Magnus. And now you can see that white's pawn structure is a bit ruined, and he still needs to throw in like bishop to e2 and castles to get his king to safety and try play this game. So bishop to e2, and Magnus goes rook to d8. Now castling would be a bit premature, maybe then knight to e4. It's funny to say the castling would be premature because white should have castled a long time ago, although it's impossible here. But after knight e4, it's really difficult to withstand all this pressure. For example, even the rook to b1 can be met with the simple rook captures on d2. And now if queen captures, we're going to capture on d2, and now you're down a queen, so you have to recapture, but now knight captures on f3, we grab another piece with check, and after this captures, we're just up a full piece. So something like this could happen. So instead we have queen to c2, and now bishop to g4, just keeping on with the development and putting pressure on white's position. We have h3, bishop to h5, now going for that bishop to g6 move. That will really put pressure on the white queen, and now king f2. Now you are ready to bring your rook into the game and hopefully maybe even artificially castle. So bishop to g6 attacking the queen, queen to b3, but now knight to e4 with check. We have king to e1, and now even knight captures on d2. Again, making it impossible for queen captures queen, because first we're going to eliminate one more piece with check, and then we're going to be up a piece. If you guys want to see this, just knight captures, bishop captures, a captures, and we're up a knight. So instead, after knight captures on d2, we have knight captures on d2, and now queen captures on e3. Now again, threatening queen captures on d2. So knight to f1 attacking the queen, queen g5, and now queen captures on b7 attacking the knight here. And you know, it's not all that easy for black to play this, but there are moves that help. So here queen captures on g2, defending the knight, also attacking the rook on h1. So rook to h2 attacking the queen, and queen back to e4. The only move for black to keep advantage, as you have to keep an eye on that knight. So knight to d2 attacking the queen, and now you could play a lot of moves here, but Magnus just plays the absolute quickest way to victory, and that is queen to h4 check. Now if you go back, then you're going to lose the knight here, so you have to go king to d1, and now we shift the queen back, queen to f4. Now we're threatening to win the rook, also we're threatening checkmate here, and of course it was in this position on move 24 that Andrew Tang resigned the game, as there is nothing more to be done here. But as this was pretty much straightforward, straight out of the opening after that blunder in the opening, I forgot to mention knight to c3. This has never been played before, of course, because it's so bad for white that it was a completely new game already as of move 5, in case you guys are wondering. So it's so bad that it was never played before, but it was probably pre-moved, so it doesn't really matter. I just used it as an example of what could happen. But since we didn't have a pause the video in this moment, everything was really just, you know, straightforward. What if Andrew just plays bishop to g4 here, and now his knight is nicely defended, so you can deliver checkmate on d2. What's the absolute quickest way for white to win this, for black to win this? Well, I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on not allowing me to trick you. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, of course, it is mate in 1, and that is queen to f1. Now, congratulations to everyone, as I know all of you found this. I'm just, you know, making a little joke here. Because the king is in check, of course, we can't go to c2, the bishop covers that, and the knight cannot capture the queen because the knight is pinned. So that's the good stuff. So yeah, really interesting stuff, and you know, we'll see how long Magnus keeps playing Bullet. Will he keep playing it all the way up to the World Chess Championship match, or is this maybe the last we'll see of Magnus before the match against Nepo starts in Dubai? But it's very interesting. I don't know. I don't think Nepo is very much interested in what Magnus is doing, but it's kind of, you know, it kind of throws out this vibe that maybe Magnus is just, you know, completely relaxed. He's just, you know, having you know, a nice bath or a nice, you know, swim in a pool, and then maybe playing some Bullet games online, and then, you know, just crushing Andrew here, you know, by adopting him, by winning 10 games in a row. So I don't think it interests Nepo at all, but you know, it would be hard to say that it made absolutely zero impression on him. So I'm also very interested in what you guys think. Is this the way to go? Is this you know, a good way to be spending, you know, days before the World Chess Championship match? You know, if you have anything to, you know, add on the subject, feel free to, you know, share it in the comment section below. So yeah, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for suggesting it. As usual, you can check all of the games that were played, you know, just on Leech's. Go on Carlsen's profile or on Andrew's profile, and you can check out all of the games. I would like to thank Lucas Theokaris, James Maybury, Abdul El Traore, Frank Holmes, and David Leal for a contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing the coverage of the Grand Swiss, checking up on your wonderful suggestions, and whatever else happens in the chess world. So thank you all. I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.